I guess we could start the show.
Yeah.
Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, convince my friend Tom to be the greatest stay of all baby stays in the whole baby world. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's true.
I'll take it.
Look, baby stays are not watching Finding Stray Kids. Maybe some of them are now because they're listening to our podcast, but
what do you mean? Okay, let's dive into what defining baby stay for me. At
baby
least.
stay?
Yeah. Like
baby stay is just like somebody who's newly infatuated with the group.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you could mean like a future stay, like someone who is a literal baby right now, but will one day be a stay.
Yeah, my kids were toddler stays, but yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
There's one person I follow on Stay TikTok who literally has a baby, like probably like a 1-year-old or something, and they watch Bang Chun's Sunday show.
Yeah.
And we'll try at the end of the show he gives a hug to the camera, and so there's all these clips on their TikTok of the baby trying to give Bang Chun a hug.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's really cute. Yeah. Anyway, this week we watched Finding Stray Kids episode 3.
Well,
you can go on.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say like that made a question pop into my mind. It's my noggin there, which is like how exactly, I wonder what the man, I don't know even how to ask this question. Like, what is the typical relevancy time for a K-pop group? Like
I don't know the answer to that.
Do you understand what I'm asking? Like,
I do know what you mean. Yeah, like
at
how
what
long
point is at what generation are Stray Kids no longer going to be relevant?
Yeah, I mean, probably be a long time because like BTS is 3rd gen, and there are like 2nd gen groups that are still around and performing. So. We're talking like they've been around for like 10 years or longer.
Yeah. So,
they could be around for a really long time. But I wonder that too. That's like, I will see people get like Stray Kids tattoos and stuff. Right. And I'm like, I would never, not just because it's Stray Kids, I would never for any band get a tattoo.
Right.
Because
are you a
inevitably,
true stay then?
Well, I don't think that's a marker of a true stay. I think that's a marker of like, hey, like maybe in the future, like 3RACHA will have a solo project, and if they're just like doing a solo rap thing, do I want to have a tattoo? Like, or you already know a member leaves. Like, what do you do if you're like a committed stay, you're committed to Stray Kids, and a member leaves, but your tattoo shows all 9 of them?
Right. You just one line it. You go back. You ask them to put a strike through.
Yeah, just put a strike through. Oh my god. Anyway, we don't have to worry about that for another few episodes. But I have started in earnest preparing for that episode,
right.
which has led to some interesting things, and I can't wait to talk about it. So that'll be fun. But that's a little ways off. We still have 4 more episodes of Finding Stray Kids.
Oh my sweet lord. Okay,
I
so
know. Like
this episode it was good, but at the same time it was just kind of like them doing things that people do, and I'm just like, all right, I've been there, I've done that, Like,
yeah. Well, I haven't because I've never been to Sydney, but yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I've never been to Sydney either, but I've been to many places as a tourist,
Oh, that's true.
And so like everything they're doing, I'm like, I get it, and I've lived it multiple times, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see them do it, and like they definitely have funny interactions, but at the same time the premise of these episodes is, hey, we're gonna go do things that people just do,
Right. Yeah. Some of the things that they did are hilarious. I mean, some of the things were really funny, and I just wanted to point out, like, my favorite thing about this episode, in particular, over the previous two, although the previous two kind of had it as well, is like we're now at a point where there are so many songs in their catalog that the entire soundtrack, except for one song, was all Stray Kids songs. So like throughout, like I'm just like jamming. Like doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the music. Like they're going. Yeah, it was awesome. I just so good. I'm just like I hear like Spread Your Wings, and I'm like, yes.
What was the one song? It was
It's Raining Men.
Oh yeah. Well, and
that's
somebody. Oh, he started to sing when he got chocolate on his shirt. He started to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was going for.
Yeah, that was Han who got chocolate on his I Heart Sydney shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the pancake place. So we'll give a rough overview of like the three different groups and kind of what they did. I don't think we'll jump around like they did. We'll just do it group by group. But yeah, I loved that it was just so full of their music. It was basically like putting on a Stray Kids playlist and just watching a show while it was running.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I like all their music. So however they want to use it, I'm good with. Yeah. They had three groups. We had one go to the beach, one go to the city, and one go to the desert. Who do we want to talk about first? Maybe city. Let's go city. That was Han, Hyunjin, and Lino, and or Minho. I don't know. Like I'm getting more used to their Korean pronunciations, and I do realize that Lino pronounces his name Mino and not Minho, which is what I've been saying this whole time.
Right.
So I feel like I have to correct myself a little bit, but like I could just go with Lino because Lino sounds like Mino, and we'll just go with that. Like that's probably why they picked that as a stage name anyway. Make it easier on people. Yeah. Anyway, so they went out to the city, and it was immediately raining.
Yeah.
So
which I would
good.
Love.
Yeah. Oh,
I love the rain.
It's not bad to have the rain as long as you have like an umbrella or I mean they had like ponchos.
See, I don't even care about that. I don't
want my clothes to get wet.
Well, I mean, so yes and no, but at the same time, like it's just water. Like I don't get the big deal. Like people freak out about rain, and I'm just like, it's water. Just walk through it. Like it's not a big deal.
If it was warm, I kind of agree, but if it's cold, I don't want cold. I hate it. So, I have cats, and like they have a water bowl, and they'll drink, and then they'll spill, and every once in a while I'll just like walk into the kitchen, and then I'm like wearing socks, and I just step in a little puddle, and I just go, fuck, god damn it, I gotta take one sock off now.
That's why sucks. You shouldn't wear socks in the house. Then just take your socks off.
But my feet won't be cozy.
All right, Anna. Like Jesus,
I want cozy feet. Is that such a problem?
Here's my argument to this whole not just cozy feet, but just cozy in general. Because this is a battle that Anna and I will have until we die. Because like she's like, it needs to be colder than you would like it to be so that you can put things on to be cozy. And I'm like, no, it needs to be the temperature you would like it to be so that you don't need any clothing to feel comfortable. Just the ambient air is that coziness. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that's one that I just will forever lose.
Interestingly, I agree with you on this one. I'm always wearing a hoodie because I live in Texas, in Central Texas, and so like as soon as it's hoodie weather, I'm like hoodie time. Right. So any temperature that allows me to wear a hoodie, whether it is in the we'll say mid 70s down to I don't know the like 40s, I'm digging it. So if I have the AC on during the summer and it's like 72, I am happy to put on a hoodie and feel good about it inside the house. Like, that's fine. But I don't know that I would ever intentionally make it too cold in the house just so I could dress warm. Like, I enjoy it when it's winter and I get to like put on, more cozy clothes, as it were. But like,
yeah,
I would not artificially alter the house because most of all, like, I don't know, I have children and a wife, and so I have to think about their needs ahead of mine. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not willing to inconvenience others for my own pleasure.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying Anna is doing that.
No,
like,
I know,
it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just like,
I know.
when she's like, curling up in a blanket, and I'm like,
sure.
Are you cold? And she's like, no, I'm cozy. And I'm like, yeah, but imagine if we just raised the temperature like a degree.
Right.
You wouldn't have to have a jacket or a blanket. And she's like, I want the blanket. I want the jacket. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that when I get home, the first thing I do is I take off my jacket, I take off my shoes, and I take off my socks. Because those are things that I don't need on me while I'm in my house, because I have the power to make the rest of my body be comfortable,
That's true. No, I get it. I just, sometimes I want to wear socks. It's fine. I'm allowed to wear socks, Tom.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, I get ice out of the freezer sometimes, and sometimes you lose an ice cube, and sometimes the dogs don't find that ice cube to eat, and then that ice melts, and then there's a puddle on the ground. So
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's basically my dilemma as well. It's like, it's a problem.
I'd rather have wet foot than wet sock foot. Like,
yeah.
Nobody wants wet sock.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd agree with that, because I can just get a towel and wipe off my foot, but I can't wipe off my sock.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have carpeted stairs, so I just go over there and just wipe my foot across it, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah. Well, your stairs have been through a lot.
Well, not these stairs,
not these ones.
but,
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's a thing that happened in this episode,
okay.
and seems to happen every time that they get going somewhere and they're recording a show, is they ate a bunch of snacks and or food.
Yeah, right.
That was like the main thing that they did.
I mean, same, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, like if I'm on vacation, like hell yeah, let's do it. Let's hit everything.
Yeah,
we're gonna go everywhere.
Right.
So yeah, the city group was looking around. They were walking through a park. It was raining on them, and they decided to get ice cream. And they played a game. They played. Shit, my brain's doing the thing again.
They do rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, were you about to say paper, rock, scissors?
Yes. and then I go, no, wait, is it rock, paper, scissors or paper, rock, scissors? Which one is wrong? Which one am I wrong about?
Rock is first.
Yeah, okay, rock, paper, scissors, which doesn't make sense. It's not alphabetical, but whatever, we're going to go with
it. Does it have to be alphabetical?
I mean, kind of. So they make the bet. It's Han's choice.
I like how that is your justification, where you're like,
yeah. I think it's completely justified.
It's not alphabetical, therefore it's wrong.
Well, it's just that's I think that is why my mind is like, no, that's not right. It's the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, so Han came up with the idea that they will play a game of rock, paper, scissors, and the loser has to order their ice cream, and he also has to say, I scream, you scream, give me that ice cream.
Yeah.
And then he loses. So they go up to a little ice cream stand, and he does it, and then immediately cringes and like hides his face. Like he's like head is bowed down. He no longer looks at the ice cream man, but he does order their ice cream. So
ice cream, you scream, give me that ice cream. Give me that ice cream. Two chocolate and one coconut, please.
Yeah, they got some ice cream and ate it on a cold, rainy day.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's interesting? I'm clicking around. Of course, I sometimes click around to make sure that we stay on topic into the episode.
Yeah.
And that stand for the ice cream, not actually serving ice cream. It's serving gelato.
Oh.
So, what that means.
So when they were all like, "Oh, the ice cream in Australia is delicious,"
what they actually meant. Yeah, what they actually meant was we got gelato.
Yeah.
Which, is lower in fat and higher in sugar. So
sugar.
There you go. Yeah. So they ate their gelato. And then what they went to eat again. Oh no, they went to the little shopping center. They found a little market. And decided they were going to buy each other a gift that is useless.
Yeah.
They were going to buy each other useless gifts, and I think they had like $30 Australian dollars to dollary dues, if you will.
Will you do that? Why?
It was coined by The Simpsons, and then it was officially adopted because it raised the value of the Australian dollar.
Wow!
Because
nice.
It became like a it's just a nickname still, but like it became just like a thing, like where like people wanted to have the currency to say that they had dollary dues. Yeah, pretty funny.
Wow.
But Simpsons did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they went and got some kind of like random shit at the market, so that was good.
They got shark teeth.
Yeah, rubber shark teeth.
Some little shoes.
Yeah.
That's
actually a pair of shoes.
When I saw that, I was like, actually, I wouldn't mind getting that gift. Because
what would you use it for?
I wouldn't use it. That's the point. Like, it is a useless gift, but it is something. If someone had given that to me, if I were in that scenario and they were like, I bought this at the market as a useless gift, like that's the point of it. I would be like, sweet, right. I now have like this thing from Australia that I can put on the fucking bookshelf. And when people are like, why do you have a little pair of boots on your bookshelf? There's like a story behind it,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. My first instinct would have been to put them on I think my big toes would have fit right in there perfectly.
Yeah.
Just slide them right on, one for each toe. Be good.
Yeah.
So he got those, and then Han got Hyunjin bought a mask for Han, and it was like a weird goblin mask. And then of course they proceeded to like chastise him and tell him that it looks better than his regular face.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that seemed like a Lino move to me. I was surprised that it was Hyunjin that did it. I mean, he got the boots, the useless boots, which were actually useless, or the shoes.
Right.
So I guess that's fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. I expect Lino to be more devious than that. So, you got to up your game, Lino, and I know you will, but I'm just telling you.
Oh, he will, huh?
I know he will in content that we haven't watched yet.
Oh,
so how about that? Don't read into it.
I am reading into it because every name you say that could be in the future, I'm keeping mental note of.
Yeah, okay.
And
sure.
So I have a couple in mind that won't be there.
Oh no. Try not to. I don't want it to get like we only have like I don't know, a few more episodes until we get there. So yeah, just let it be a surprise. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did that, and then they traded the gifts at a restaurant that was recommended by Felix's mom, which was a pancake restaurant. And they had chocolate pancakes, lemon pancakes, and strawberry pancakes, and they ate the shit out of them.
Oh yeah.
My favorite thing from this was the little like text over on the screen said that Han was on a fruit only diet now,
which is fine because he was eating fruit pancakes.
He ate a lot of fruit. He ate a lot of fruit pancakes. So. Yeah, they ate just like a shitload, and there was ice cream on that too. So they had ice cream earlier, and they had ice cream again, basically, because there was ice cream with the pancakes. So
yeah,
cool. That's a lot of ice cream. And let's see, the next thing they did was go to the Sydney Opera House. It was pouring rain there as well, and they decided that they were going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors to see who would move upstairs. If you won, you got to go up 2 stairs. And then once they got up about a quarter of the way, they said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
And they just ran up the stairs. So fair enough. Yeah, they looked around. It looked cool. And then they hopped on a ferry and took it under the bridge, the Bay Bridge there. And that was what they did. It was cool. They also saw like a creepy looking carnival thing. That was weird looking. Like a weird face. Yeah, it was like the entrance. I don't know if it was the entrance of the entire place or just like the entrance to like a fun house or something, but like it was fucking weird. You like go inside the mouth of it.
If I saw that, I'd be like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I'd be okay with not going. Yeah. But that was it for them. I mean, they then just met up with everyone at the end of the night at the restaurant. So that's it for the city team. Let's hit up the beach team. The
beach team. They went to the beach.
That was CSI.
Yeah.
CSI.
CSI Miami, Australia edition.
CSI. It was Sungmin, Christopher, Bang Chan, and IN. CSI. Although I did them out of order, so that's probably not going to help.
Yeah.
Christopher,
SCI.
Sungmin, IN. There you go.
Right.
CSI. Yeah. Christopher. That's one of my favorite things in the fandom and reaction content. There are certain people who will only call Bangchan like Chris or Christopher. they call everyone else by like their stage names, whatever they go by, but then they're just like, they see him do something and they're like, Christopher. Chris? What are you doing, Chris? It's like, okay, that's fine. It's fine. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
They're on a first name basis. I get it.
Yeah.
He watches all the content.
Just like me and Dwayne.
Right. You and Mr. The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr.
I'm
Dr.
not on
The
a
Rock
first name
Johnson.
basis. Yeah, Doctor. Yes. I'm not on a first name basis with the doctor, so I can't.
That's all right.
I would never.
I'll put in a good word.
Never. Thank you. I'd appreciate it.
Let me text. I'll text Dwayne right now and be like, hey.
Okay. Thanks.
Bill,
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Says hey. Okay. Got it.
Yep. Great. All right. So they it was raining. They hopped on a bus because they had a ways to go to get to Palm Beach, California, I assume. It's raining a lot there. They are looking at the waves. They decide that they are going to play a game to decide who will buy their groceries. This game, completely unfair. I knew. I definitely knew because the judges are also the people who would then make out with they would end up getting a benefit by not letting a certain player win. So they decided to play a game where they would have to one of them would name an animal and they would have another one act it out, like make the sound and motion that animal would make. And for a while they did pretty good. And I will admit, okay, so Bangchan lost this because IN challenged him to be a starfish. And I don't know how you're supposed to be a starfish.
I suppose starfish make noise.
Yeah, they don't make noise, and they mostly just kind of sit still for most kinds of starfish. And maybe that was his problem because he immediately like starfished over onto IN, and maybe that was why he was just like, nope, sorry, you lose, starfish. But yeah, I don't know. I'll take it. They went into a grocery store, bought a bunch of shit. I was really confused at part of what they bought, and then more confused when they actually ate it. Because Bangchan was like, oh yeah, we have these sausages here, but you don't even have to cook them. You just eat them. And I was like, is that true? Do you not have to cook them? I mean, like, I know that like hot dogs, for instance, are like pre-cooked.
Yeah.
But I would still never eat them cold, or room temperature.
I would, like, I don't know, like, I have, and I probably will again at some point in my life, but, like, they're obviously much better heated up.
Yeah.
But there is a sausage that I buy sometimes that I usually make it with, like, rice or something, and it is pre-cooked also. Like, you could theoretically just grab it out of the bag and eat it.
But would you?
No, but not because it wouldn't taste good, but because it has beef in it, and cold beef gets, like, the fat in the beef gets like greasy, and when it's cold and you eat it, and it, like, I don't know, it sticks to the roof of my mouth in this really weird way, and just, like, makes it just makes a weird mouth feel. It's not that I hate the texture of the sausage is fine, the flavor of the sausage is fine. It's literally just, like, that layer of fat that just, like, seems to just smother the top of my mouth, that I'm just like, okay, I'd rather just heat this up.
Okay, I believe you. I would not eat that. Oh, Jesus. What a journey that took me through.
If you want to experience it, just, like, the next time you cook some beef, just set the grease aside and let it like solidify, and then take a mouthful of it.
No, I don't want to. I would never.
Well, you would get to experience what I'm talking about.
You know what? My imagination is powerful enough. I think that's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, so they bought a bunch of supplies, went down to the beach, and they hopped on the beach, set up their blanket, and decided, first thing, just like every other group here, we gotta eat. Let's eat now.
Yeah.
So they plop down, and Bangchan starts making them these, we're going to call them sandwiches because that's what he called them, but it was literally just a slice of bread and then one of those sausages slapped in, and that's it. That was all there was to it. And he said he had sauce, but Sungbin was like, I don't need sauce. This is fine. And just they started eating them. But those were the most red sausages I've ever seen. Like, they were bright red. I want to kind of go back and be like, okay, let me look at the package here. Like, what are we looking at? Is this like a specific, like, is this from the Korean section? Is that where he is? Is that what's going on? Or is this like just like a red hot dog that looks disgusting to me? I don't know. But it just looked like artificial red. You know what I mean? The casing was weird.
Right.
But they ate them, and they seemed to like them. So I mean, more power to them. But it started pouring rain on them, so they had to stop immediately, and just do something else. They were just like hanging out, trying to keep dry. Eventually, the rain did stop, and they went back to eating, and they made something else called fairy bread. Which, I mean, looking at it, I'm like, well, my kids would love it.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, I've heard of fairy bread. I've never had it.
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, really? You hadn't heard of it until now?
I had never heard of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's like everybody in Australia, I feel like, has heard of and had probably at some point had fairy bread, right? It's I think that's like an Australian thing, right? Is fairy bread. And it's really simple. I mean, we can make it here. I don't know why, we don't.
Why didn't it translate?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why it didn't come over here? Because, like, we have all the ingredients. It's nothing like unique to Australia. It's bread, butter, and sprinkles. I mean, it's bread, butter, and sugar. Like, you can't really go wrong with it. Now, like, yeah, we don't make it, like, I haven't made that specifically, but from time to time I will definitely, like, make some buttered bread and then, like, sprinkle some, brown sugar on it. As a little treat, like, that's delicious.
Yeah. Jeanette will make that for the kids. They've had that. I
mean, that's like the exact same thing. So
it is. Yeah, I guess so. It's just a little different because instead of sprinkles, you've got cinnamon.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess so.
Brown sugar isn't cinnamon.
Oh, I guess you said brown sugar, but Jeanette uses cinnamon. Yeah, I think she uses cinnamon and brown sugar. She puts both on.
You could use cinnamon sugar, or cinnamon and brown sugar, or cinnamon butter.
Yeah. Well, I think Jeanette puts butter. Well, she'll like make toast, put butter on it, so that it's all like melty, and then she puts sugar and cinnamon on there, and then the kids get to have that as like a special little treat, breakfast or whatever. So special occasions, Christmas or whatever, she'll do something a little fancy that's easy.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe they'll want that. Maybe they'll have that for the. You know what? Because Jeanette was watching this episode like while we were watching it. Like she was watching it out in the living room because she wanted to stay caught up with us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some chance that I'm gonna walk out there when we're done recording, and the kids are gonna be eating fairy bread.
Yeah,
like it's possible.
You guys have sprinkles?
Absolutely, of course we do. Like the kids like to make cupcakes and all kinds of stuff,
right.
And so we always have like holiday themed color sprinkles, and they just love to put sprinkles on stuff.
Yeah.
So
Now, one thing that I'm wondering is like, do they use butter or do they use like
margarine?
Yeah, like margarine, because like especially like country crock, I love country crock because of how easily it spreads on bread.
Right.
But I love butter way more, so I'm willing to like go through the extra hoops to get it spreadable.
Yeah. Well, I think that either works. I would never have it with margarine just because we don't have margarine in the house. Like I just never. When I was growing up, like it's all we had was country crock, so like spreadable all day, every day. But since becoming even a young adult, it's just been straight up butter for me. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I just get sticks.
Yeah. Yep.
Sticks of butter.
Gotta stick that butter wherever you'd like.
For me, I think it's usually because like I get all my groceries from Publix, and they're like HEB where everything has some sort of like coupon or deal or whatever.
Right. Sure.
And so like and I go online to like sort by the deals, and so I can look at like all the things that are like buy one get one free or whatever, and that's like how I decide what I'm gonna buy.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, like not exclusively, but just like I'll look at it and I'll be like, butter's buy one get one free right now, so I'll go ahead and like load up on some butter.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, why not? I don't know. Jeanette. She just knows what recipes she might make, and so she just buys using that. Like, so.
Yeah, that's what I typically do. But for things that like you're just gonna need,
like Topo Chico,
right?
Which I finally got a box. It's been like almost a month since they had it in stock. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, I've just gone without. I had sugar-free ginger ale, Canada Dry version. Yum. I like it. I mean, it's fine. It's a drinkable drink for me, but it's no Topo Chico, and Topo Chico's my jam. I mean, like I even got as a Christmas present from Jeanette's parents, they got me like an Austin themed shirt, which is whatever, but it's stylized to look like the Topo Chico logo, so I immediately love it.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I don't care. I had pride in my city. Come on.
I mean, like there are
worse cities.
I have, yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. I have a degree of pride for Austin, but it's not.
Sure.
It's not politically inclined. It's just that like I like Austin as a city.
Yeah, I think it says like live music capital of the world. You know, like the typical thing, and I'm just like, is it though?
But isn't it? I mean, like
that's what they call it, but like, it certainly hasn't been for at least a couple years now. So,
well, is that Austin's fault or is that COVID's fault?
Little column A, little column B.
Well,
it used to be that we would like go downtown and be able to see a show any night of the week, but
exactly.
Like the bars and clubs and stuff are so different now. Like, I don't know. I don't even you can't go. You don't go to 6th Street anymore. People don't go to 6th Street. They go to like Rainy Street. Yeah.
Well,
and
I mean that transition started, I think, when I was still there.
It sure did, because I remember when you were driving Uber, you had a lot of pickups there when it was like pretty new.
Rainy was like the spot. Yeah, because all those developments were popping up there. So yeah, Rainy Rainey was popping off. But I mean,
Yeah.
So you're saying 6th Street is just dead now? Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, like, for a while, even while you were here, I think people started referring to it as Dirty 6th Street. And now it's just worse. So yeah,
I think
it's pretty bad.
Isn't the dirty 6th like the east side of it, or?
No, I think it's just close to 35, like between 35 and
right.
Congress. So
yeah.
Anyway, the like hyper specific Austin conversation is cool and all.
Yeah. Well, so okay, but anyway, my point is that like whenever people are like talking about where they're from, I'm like, Austin is a great city. I love it. You know, like I can't wait to go back just because of like I don't know it. You can be any person, like you can have any interest, and you will be able to indulge in that interest living in Austin or its surrounding suburbs, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree with that. I think that you can find
except for like snowboarding, you know, like anything dealing with snow. Obviously, you got to go somewhere else. But
fuck yeah, dude!
Name anything else, you can do it in Austin.
I had to Google it because I'm like, look, I live in Austin. If I'm wrong, I gotta correct myself. And I looked up and found an article that's literally like, Dirty 6th is the original entertainment section of the street between Congress Avenue and I-35. And I was like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, nice, good job.
I mean, I'm not a person who goes clubbing, you know,
right.
But I have been known to see a show or two in my day before I had children.
So you gotta get familiar with that area.
Speaking of which, I gotta look. This is future stuff. This is current stuff, but I feel like I need to get it out there, right? Is that like Stray Kids every year
now?
No, God. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
So they announce every year at like the very tail end of the year, they'll put out a video being like, here's everything we did last year, and here's what we have planned for next year. And one of the things that they announced for this year, 2022, is a world tour.
Oh.
Which means that tickets will at some point just go on sale and then immediately sell out.
Right.
And one of the places that when they toured previously, they had a tour date in Houston, I think, and maybe Dallas. So they actually had 2 dates in Texas. So there's some possibility that we could go and get tickets. But I'm just like, I feel like the way the numbers are right now and the entire lack of anyone doing anything about the pandemic right now, the chances that they end up scheduling anything for the US at all seem pretty low to me, so I'm trying not to get my hopes up. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's ridiculous. So and in fact, if that's the decision that they made, like I would honestly feel pretty good about it, because I'm like, keep those boys safe. Like I don't need them getting sick.
Right.
I don't need any of them being sick. Like let's just keep them safe. Like it's fine. They can stay away from me. And if they put out a concert Blu-ray, I'll buy that, and I'll buy a light stick and I'll sit at home by myself and go and listen, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am conflicted about it, because obviously if they do have a show, I'd want to go, but like there's so much that goes into that. You know, we've got 2 kids, and so somebody's got to be able to watch them. So and if we're talking about like literally going to another city, that means they're gonna have to like stay with somebody overnight for multiple days probably. And I'm just like, I feel like I couldn't do it. Like I just can't. There's no way I can do that. But at the same time, like I could.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard choice.
It is.
So, you know, if I end up if they announce it and I choose not to buy tickets, some other stay that gets those tickets that I would have gotten, I hope you just enjoy yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the rain stopped at the beach. And they ate the fairy bread, and then Ayan and Bangchan ran into the ocean and played in the waves for a little bit while Seungmin watched them.
Okay.
Seungmin was injured. I mean, we should talk about the fact that Seungmin was injured during this trip, so like he's been in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And didn't get to do any of the dancing when they actually performed their concert.
Let me hold on. Let's go to the beach scene because I started to say something and then I was like, I'll save it, and I need to bring this up.
Yeah,
let's hear it. Is it for the sake of the show, or is it just that is what is I guess natural for them to be fully clothed at the beach? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that they are pale boys, that they have they probably have some good SPF on their arms and faces to help protect their skin, but their bodies are covered to help protect them. You know, I mean, clearly they have nothing to be ashamed of, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that that there's also the other thing is that the show itself was being shown on Mnet on Korean TV. So they actually do have pretty strict guidelines, which have been revised over the years, but they still have like strict guidelines on like what amount of skin you can show and in what circumstances and stuff like that. So like I imagine that at least some of it is that. But then also like if you grew up in Korea and that's what was expected that you see on TV, and if you go to the beach, then that's probably going to be the expectation. I suppose, to be fair, while they were jumping in the waves, just some other dad bod in a Speedo jumped out in the waves between them, and they didn't get blurred or anything. Right. So I don't know. But like they're meant to appear very innocent and modest. Yeah. So I think there's definitely part of it that is that. So yeah, 'tis interesting. I mean, not that you didn't see those abs in Victory song, right? I mean, they show them sometimes, but you know, I think if they just had him out all the time, then it wouldn't be such a shock when Bangchan lifts up his shirt and you're just like, Christopher, put that shirt down, Christopher.
Oh my goodness, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the beach. That's all the beach. Life's a beach. So then we go with the desert team, which was Woojin and Felix and who else was with them? Jesus Christ. What is wrong with me?
The other one.
No, it's not the other one. We're gonna look. It's just the way that my brain works. It was Chongbean. How do we forget Chongbean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're hanging out. They're taking a longer trip because they're getting like kind of out of the city to go to this desert area that's like a giant desert right next to a beach. And they stop off at a corner store. It looks like a truck stop. And decide to go get some ice cream. They got some ice cream or smoothies. They got smoothies, I guess. And they got we get to hear some of Felix's Australian accent here, ordering the banana and banana chocolate smoothies. So that was cool. They got those, and then they went to the beach. And when they got there, or when the beach desert. When they got there, there's a restaurant like right on the beach, and they had this like giant plate full of like fried fish and salmon and prawns and just a lot of seafood, which like, I don't really eat a lot of seafood unless it's raw, as sushi. So,
right.
I don't know. I there have been times when I've like felt the urge. I'm like, you know what? I want to get like a fried fish fillet and have like fish and chips. Like that's what I want tonight, you know? Like it's happened, but it's not often. Right. So yeah, I don't know. They seemed really surprised with the portions. I mean, I feel like that's been the case every time they've gone to eat in Australia. They've been like surprised with how large the amount of food is. The other thing that I noticed that's interesting is that they always share. And I'm like, is that just normal like is that the normal thing to do when you're eating in Korea? Like you order a bunch of food for the table and then you just eat. Everyone kind of takes part whatever they want. Because that seems like every time they go to eat, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not when they get individual items like snacks, like ice cream, but when they order like a thing at a sit-down restaurant, it seems like they all kind of share a little bit. I'm not sure if it's just for TV or if that's just legitimately how they eat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I could ask Jeanette's dad since he spent so much time in Korea. I mean, I guess she did too. I could just ask her.
Yeah.
I'll ask her first. We'll just see what she thinks, and then I'll report back on the next episode.
Okay.
If I remember.
You might.
Maybe. I don't remember a lot of things. I didn't remember Changbin. So what are you gonna do? Our short king. Anyway. So they made it there. They ate. And the next thing they did was ride the camels. But before they got on the camels, Changbin had a quick conversation between himself and a camel. And gained agreement that they would be okay riding today. So that's pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked that. I thought that was pretty funny. And then they rode along the beach. Yeah, I've never done that. That seems like fun.
Yeah, I have. Well, not the beach, but
you've ridden on a camel.
I've been in the yes, yeah, I did. And it was okay.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really like riding on animals. I've known that for a while, and it's just not. It's not fun. But I was like, I got to do it at least once,
Sure. Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's a story.
I don't like riding on animals. It's not even a story. I never told it because I just didn't care that much.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, you told it now, so there's no real. I mean, you didn't go into detail, but
there was a camel. I got on it.
Cool.
And then I got off.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I also. I mean, I went horseback riding with my family once in Corpus Christi, Texas, and rode horses on the beach.
Oh.
And it was kind of terrifying because my horse at random was just like, these horses are slow. I'm going around, and would like try and take off.
Nice.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like a 12 or something. And I was just like, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's a giant animal. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Horses are pretty big.
They are. Yeah. Most of what everyone else's horses mostly just kind of walked, and then every once in a while they would stop to shit, and that's it. Like, but mine was just like, hey, I want to run. I gotta get out of here. So that was fun. Anyway, so after that, they hopped into a truck that bounced them all over the place and took them up a sand dune so they could go sand boarding. Not sand boring like like Woojin thought, but sand boarding. And seemed like it was fun. Woojin, as with all things, took to it immediately, was able to do it really well. So there you go. Not only does he get super close to winning Running Man, but he can also sand boring. Yeah. But Felix and Changbin had a good time. They all seemed like they had fun, and then they wrote SKZ in the sand.
Yeah.
It was good. Good for them. So everybody met back up at a restaurant, and they watched some fireworks and then ate some steak. That's ultimately what happens at the end of this episode. And they show, I didn't know that they would, but they showed just like a few quick scenes from their performance in Sydney. And it was a weird one because they had to like redo all the choreo for it since Sungmin got injured. But Sungmin just like sat on the side of the stage and sang his parts, but couldn't dance, obviously. So
right.
I think that one thing I remember specifically from that show, having watched it on YouTube, was that they basically like thanked everybody and said like, next time that we come here and perform, like we'll make sure that we're all healthy. Like they kind of apologized for him being injured, and I'm just like, it's fine. Like people get hurt. Like you were obviously working hard. I don't think he got injured just eating or drinking an Americano,
right?
Like,
or like intentionally either. Like,
right?
I'm gonna break my leg so that I can't do my job.
Yeah.
Which some people, in my line of work,
do that?
maybe not to the extreme of breaking their leg, but
yeah,
certainly it is not unheard of to feign illness to not go to work. You know?
Yeah.
Especially right now with mandatory mandatory romming.
Yeah.
Like if you just say, "Oh, I feel sick today," they're like, "Go get tested and don't come to work until you get a negative result." You know, and it's like,
wow,
Jesus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. Super cool.
It's, obviously it's something that could be problematic because you're always going to have some asshole who takes advantage and then puts their work onto everybody else.
Yep.
Which sucks.
Yep.
Because I've definitely had that in my line of work. But at the same time, like, I feel like I prefer that situation to a situation where if you felt a little sick and you thought that you should stay home,
suck it up.
They'd tell you to suck it up and fucking come to work.
Right.
So I don't know. It's like, it's hard. And to a certain extent, like, I don't know, my job's a little different than yours, but I'm like, if one of my like coworkers just wanted to take a day off, like, it's their PTO. I don't give a shit. Like, take a day off. Like, I literally don't care. I don't care. And the managers literally can't say anything about it because it's your sick time. So if you just feel like having a day off and you're like, yeah, I feel a little sick, just do it. That's fine. It literally doesn't bother me because like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not like, yes, I much prefer this policy to the the opposite, which is that, they don't give a shit at all. But it is like, all right, when you have 9 days off, when you take 9 days of leave, and then the day you're supposed to come back, 15 minutes before you're supposed to be there, you call and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go get tested because I don't feel good. Bull fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what you did, I'm assuming?
No, I didn't do this.
Just kidding.
I'm not an asshole or a child,
Because you would just take a longer leave if you wanted more days off, I suppose.
Well, we were only allotted 9 days. Like, we were, that was like the leave policy. But like, I I think about it, but I also think I have shit to do. Like, I have to go in and work.
Yeah.
But
isn't it hard to be responsible?
It sucks sometimes.
Because you could just be playing Conan Exiles, which is like your new favorite thing now.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
for now.
I could call the fucking IDC right now and be like, hey, I'm gonna go get tested so I won't be in for the next couple days, and they have to accept that. And I would totally be lying out of my ass just to play Conan Exiles. But at the same time, there's that part of my brain that's like, you have to go in tomorrow because like this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. You need to get this done. And like, I could totally just pawn it off on other people and get a worse result and like not have any control over how it should be done, which is how I prefer it. And that's really my main motivation for doing anything, is that I don't want someone else to fuck it up. Like, that's literally it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too real. Oh, God. Yeah, I try to give myself more time to just not feel that way, but inevitably, like, even if I just like feel like we get our higher ups at our company, they just get the entire winter holiday off, and since we work with the support team, like, they need us to be on call and available. So instead, they give us like 3 days, because we have 2 days off out of a 5-day week. So they give us 3 days as like just vacation days that we can take, that don't even take our vacation hours.
Right.
And so we have to schedule them. So I just like took like 3 weeks in a row. I took Fridays off.
Right.
And next week is my last one of those. But like, I just took Fridays off just because I'm just like, shit, I don't know. That's a slow day. And then I get a 3-day weekend, so it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I do end up feeling like, ah, man, like there's gonna be so much work that needs to get done, like while I'm out, and like I don't know, I struggle with that, like feeling guilty or feeling like I'm just gonna come back to more work than I left. So yeah, I don't know.
Yep,
it's fine. Whatever. I'm just gonna enjoy some Stray Kids. I was I was playing Yakuza 2 last night because I'm cruising through Yakuza Kiwami 2. I'm almost done with it. But one thing that just came up was PlayStation has for a while had Spotify, but I don't have Spotify. But I do have Apple Music, and they added that. And so I finally decided, like, oh, you know what? I'm going to sign into it and see how it works. And I was able to load up my Stray Kids playlist and put that on in the background of Yakuza as I was like running around and doing stuff. So it was super fun.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna keep playing tonight. I think I might beat it actually tonight.
Well,
there's some possibility.
There's a mod that we have in Conan Exiles that allows you to put a jukebox in the world and then tell that jukebox to play a URL. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like fun. Too bad it's $40 and
well, you could have got it for 16 what was the Australian word for
dollary dues?
Yeah, you could have got it for $16 dues.
Yeah, I could have, but I did not. I chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I mean, I already bought like 3 games, and like one of the things that Jeanette wanted to get me for Christmas was the entire set of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters on Steam, which is like $80. But I told her, like, that's fine. You can get me that. However, we need to hold off for right now because Final Fantasy VI has had its release date window announced, which is February. And for every other game, like, when the game is about to release and it's like in ramping up towards its release period, all the other games go on sale. And so like I'm like holding out for that moment so that I can buy the whole bundle, and I'll get like a discount for the bundle and then a discount for each of them individually. So
right.
Yeah. So like I don't know, I just already spent a bunch of money on games. I didn't want to buy another game.
Yeah, I feel you, but that's okay because I'm putting a lot of work into custom content for the server, and so like by the time, because like this mod that I have, like it literally lets me program NPCs to do whatever I want them to do. So
you're gonna do a whole quest line,
right? Like I can build whole quest lines. I can build. I'm building the economy. Like I can set up like vendor kits and assign those vendor kits to like custom NPCs that I make. And so like I'm gonna build a city with like just like flourishing with life and NPCs that do different things and like have all this content that's not even part of the base game. It's literally just part of this mod that we have on the server. And so like all this work that I'm putting in there obviously is going to take me time. So by the time it goes on sale again, I'll be done with all that and you can come play all my custom content.
Maybe. All right. Well, maybe I will be done with Yakuza 2, and I've been playing this other one with Logan called Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers. It was recommended by Super Derek.
He does a lot of names for one game.
Yeah, I mean you could just call it Destiny Connect, but it was recommended as like a baby's first RPG kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. It's actually really fun, and like the story is very predictable to me, but I'm not a 4-year-old, so Logan loves it. It's not voiced, and so I do all the voices, so he loves that. He thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah.
To the point where if I do like one of the characters' voices, which I made like he looks like a little nerd, and so I made it sound like a little nerd. He's like, oh no, what am I gonna do with myself? I can't do this anymore.
Is that what a little nerd sounds like?
In my brain,
right?
I mean, I just think back to what did I sound like when I was a child?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. He thinks it's hysterical, and so even like when we're going to bed and I'm telling him a story, he likes me to do a bunch of different voices, like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo and Blaze from Blaze and the Monster Machines. Obviously, you know what that is. And so I'll do different voices for him, and that's one of the ones where I'll do it, and he'll just guess it. He like knows that it's Pegrio. Also, weird name, Pegrio, Pegrio. Strange.
Okay.
I don't know. Pegrio.
Is it Pegrio or is it Pegrio?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Pinot Grigio.
I don't know. I have no idea. Pegrio.
Pegrio.
I don't know. There's a 16-year-old professional Call of Duty player with that name. So how about that?
Okay. 16-year-old
first...
professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
That's the first result when I searched it on Google. So it must be true.
Yeah.
I guess.
16-year-old professional Call of Duty player. AKA 16-year-old who only plays Call of Duty. Like
correct. Yeah, I believe that is the actual definition there.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, that's all we have going on for this episode of Finding Stray Kids. I caught like a split second of the preview for the next episode. It looks like they're gonna have like a game they're gonna be playing, like a challenge.
Well, spoilers. All right,
I know.
Relax.
I'm just saying that I'm excited for it. So that's all I'm saying.
Right.
And we have 4 episodes left because there's 7 episodes total of Finding Stray Kids. And yeah, I'm excited to get through these so we can because once we get through these, by the way, we get to open a new album. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Here's what else is exciting for you is. And me, but we will there will be more albums coming out throughout the year this year. So at some point Anna's gonna have to order you a bunch more albums. So
oh no. Okay,
because you're already missing one. Like you've already missed one, which is the Christmas one. You know that exists,
right?
So there's that one, and then there's we're not doing any of their Japanese albums because they're really expensive. They've released a few albums in Japan, and we will be covering them and listening to them because it's interesting. But we're not gonna buy them because they're like $40, and it's like a jewel case that comes with photo cards. Like it's not like the Korean ones that we get that are like full books with like all the stuff. Like,
right.
It's yeah. I don't know. And the jewel cases always arrive broken. People say so. I'm just like not into it. It's fine.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so we got that one, and then I think there's 3 more albums that will be released throughout the year this year. So at some point, I'm gonna have to like pick a time in space to be like, okay, we gotta order all these albums now, and then we'll just bundle them all up and buy them so that we'll get them all in one go again, and yeah, it really will be effective.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. We'll see you on the next episode.
$5.
And then you found $5.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for leaving your comments in the reviews. We appreciate that too.
Yeah, we got a good review, and we love it. So, and we love you. We love you. I wanted to tell you something special about the review that we got, but then I'd have to read it on the show. And also reveal to you something on the. I mean, people can read it. They can just go to the podcast app and read our review. But I would also have to reveal something about one of the members to tell you that special thing that I love extra. And we're just gonna. You know what? After we do the episode on a member leaving, I will desperately try to remember that I wanted to tell you about this review because then I'll be able to talk about it.
Okay.
So,
which member is it?
I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.